How do I quit my job without burning bridges? I've been wanting to leave for a while, but I'm terrified of how my boss will take it. They're very emotional, and the work environment often reflects how they're feeling each day. They see the team as one big group of friends, and I think they'll feel personally betrayed if I leave. I can already feel the guilt tripping about last year's big pay rise that they gave to invest in me.
Yeah, wow. I would look at your role in all your relationships. Do you feel responsible for other people? I would just explore that, because I understand, obviously, your boss has cultivated this kind of environment. But it's also about us recognizing that we aren't responsible for how other people feel. Even if you do something that impacts them, we're still not responsible for how they react. And we cannot control how other people react. And I think we all think that we can in some way, but we can't. It's impossible. All you can do is look at your values, because values are what drive our behavior. What's your reason for wanting to quit? What are your values? So how do you want to explain to your boss what you're needing? And if they are a person, look, again, if they're emotionally reactive and things like that, it's not up to you to manage that. And I would look at all your relationships, because if you're doing that there, you might be doing it in other places too, and that's no way to live. Then we're people pleasers and we're trying to please everyone. But this is a big thing. This is not easy. I'm not saying it's easy at all, but I would definitely look at how you want to deliver it, what you want to say, how do you want to say that you want to continue the relationships. Be clear and honest about what it is that you're wanting from this, and that you would love to continue the relationship because of these reasons, because of the way, I've learned so much from you, or whatever it is. But I think it's just really important that you need to do what is right for you, and you need to say it in a way that makes sense to you. And if you're wanting to nurture that relationship, say it in the best way you can. Having said that, I used to believe that if you communicate in a way that's really great, they're really going to hear you. It's not the case always. You can, say it in the most amazing way. And I think there are ways to say things with anything that's difficult conversations. There's always a way to, there's always a way to say things. But if that person's not willing to accept it or respond in a way that is going to be a healthy for the two of you, you can't change that. You can't. And then you just have to go, I just need to follow what's right for me. So I would just look at, what's your reasoning and what are your values, so that your values can guide you as to how you deliver that to the person. And knowing, please just remember, it is not your responsibility how other people feel. Yeah.
Renee?
Totally.
Sorry.
If this is
is this someone at Houghton? Look, I'm always really proud of people that move on, and it's for a great leader that unless someone's going somewhere or doing something that doesn't feel aligned to their passions, or which rarely happens, people are starting to move overseas again. We've had a pretty good, an amazing retention rate, but we're in year 4 now, and people are finding opportunity. I always look at that as a great endorsement on the agency and the team that I've built, and I'm really proud of them. So a good leader should respond in that way. I think you're absolutely right. How you frame it is really important. And my biggest advice for anyone working specifically in our industry is that it is small. You are remembered by how you leave. So absolutely, they've behaved in a poor way. You just follow your values. Make sure that you still contribute right up until that last day in a way that is representative of your values. And you never know when you might see that person again. I've had clients as bosses. I've had, all sorts of ex-colleagues as clients. So I think you can only behave in a way that is consistent with your values, and a good leader should be encouraging of you growing. So you cannot manage how they respond to that information, but you can absolutely manage how you show up in that situation.